All right, we're on the second to last section. We're on Learning Plan 411, and we're going to solve equations. Remember, an equation has an equals sign in it. We're going to use the power rule, multiple steps, indices greater than 2, and then use the power rule to solve a formula for a specified variable. Okay, so the power rule does not say that all solutions of the new equation are solutions to the original. You're going to end up with extraneous solutions that must be rejected. You don't always, but you oftentimes do. When the power rule is used to solve an equation, every solution of the new equation must be checked in the original equation. I'll give you an example. So we're going to square both sides. And we get 5x plus 1 equals 16. Now we just solve it like before, subtract 1 from each side, and we get 5x equals 15, which means x equals 3. Substitute that back in. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1. The square root of 16 is 4, so it does check. You try this one. Okay, so square both sides, and you get 9x plus 7 equals 25. Now just solve by subtracting 7. Get 9x is 18, which means, which means x is 2. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 7 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5, so it does check. How about this one? Square both sides, you get q plus 1 equals 81. Subtract 1 from each side. Q is 80. 80 plus 1 is 81. Square root of 81 is 9, so 80 does check. So the first step is to isolate the radical, apply the power rule, solve the equation, and check. So in this case, notice we have to get the square root all alone, so let's subtract 2 from each side, and we get square root of 5x plus 3 equals negative 2. Square both sides, you get 5x plus 3 equals 4. Subtract 3 from both sides. 5x, that's a 3, equals 1. X equals 1/5. 1/5 times 5 is 1. 1 and 3 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 plus 2 does not equal 0. Here's the clue to me that this wasn't going to work out. If you have a negative sign here, you will never get an answer that works out. And so we would say that x does not equal 1/5. In fact, we would say the answer is the null set. Try this one. Okay, so subtract 5 from each side. Square root of 3x plus 4 equals negative 5. Whenever you see the negative, you know the answer is the null set. Let's just check it to make sure. So square both sides. 3x plus 4 equals 25. Subtract 4 from each side. 3x is 21. X is 7. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 4 is 25. The root of 25 does not equal negative 5. That's why it's the null set. Sometimes you're going to need some additional steps. I'll show you what we mean here. If you square both sides, this side is easy, 5 minus x. But this side, when you square it, you get x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now let's get all the numbers on this side over to the other side. So we're going to subtract 5 and add x. X. So we get 0 equals x squared plus 2x minus 4. What two numbers multiplied equal negative 4 are 2 apart. Negative 5. Oh, this should be a 3. Are 3 apart. X plus 4, x minus 1. So x equals negative 4 or positive 1. Let's try them and see. 5 minus negative 4 is the square root of 9 Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. Notice you got a negative sign there, so that means this one doesn't work. 5 minus 1 is 4. 1 and 1 is 2, so this one does work. Okay, you do this one. I'm going to change pen colors. Square both sides. 16 16 minus x equals x squared plus 8x plus 16. You better start getting good at this squaring business because you're going to be doing it a lot. You want 0 over there, so you subtract 16 from each side, add x to each side, get x squared plus 9x, which factors into x, and x plus 9 equals 0. So x equals 0 or negative 9. 16 minus negative 9 is square root of 25. Negative 9 plus 4 is negative 5. You got a negative sign there, so that's why this one doesn't work. 16 minus 0 is 16. Square root of 16 is 4. 0 plus 4 is 4, so 0 does work. How about this one? A little bit tougher this time. You actually need to subtract 5 first, so you have the square root of x plus 7 equals x minus 5. Now when you square it, you get x plus 7 equals x squared minus 10x plus 25. Subtract x and 7 from each side. And you get x squared minus 11x plus 18. What two numbers multiplied equal 18? Added equal 11x minus 9, x minus 2. So x equals 9 or 2. 9 and 7 is 16. Square root of 16 is 4. 4 and 9 equals 4 and 5 equals 9. So 9 checks. 2 and 7 makes 9. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. 2 doesn't work. So our answer is just 9. Okay. Same thing. You get 1 minus 2x minus x squared equals x squared plus 2x plus 1. Subtract 1 from each side. Add 2x to each side. Add x to each side. X squared, excuse me. You get 0 equals 2x squared plus 2x, which factors into 2x parentheses x plus 1. So x equals 0 or negative 1. Try 0. 1 minus 0 minus 0 is 1. 0 and 1 is 1. Square root of 1 is, so 0 works. And try negative 1. 1 plus 2 plus, nope, minus 1 is the square root of 2 does not equal 0. So that one doesn't work. Okay, do this one. X squared minus 3x plus 18 equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. Subtract x squared from each side. Add 3x to each side. Subtract 18 from each, subtract 18 from each side. You have 0 equals, these cancel, 9x minus 9. Factor 9 out, you're left with x minus 1, so x equals 1. x is 1. So this is 1 minus 3 plus 18. One minus 3 is negative 2 plus 18 is 16. Square root of 16 is 4. 1 and 3 makes 4. So yes, 1 does check. Good job. How about this one? Okay, you have p squared minus 3p plus 81 equals p squared plus 12p plus 36. Subtract p squared from each side. Add 3p to each side. Subtract 81 from each side. And you get, you get 0 equals 15p minus 81 minus 36 is 45. So you can factor out a 15 here and you're left with p minus 3. So p equals 3. Let's try it and see. 9 minus 9 plus 81 equals 3 plus 6. Yes, it does check, so the answer is 3. Now, sometimes you need to square twice. I'll show you what I mean here. On this side, I'm going to rewrite this as the square root of 2x plus 3 equals 1 minus the square root of x plus 1. Now, when you square both sides, this side becomes 2x plus 3, but this side becomes 1 minus 2 root of x plus y plus x plus 1. I didn't mean x plus y, I meant x plus 1. See, this squared is this. So 1 and 1 makes 2x minus 2 root of x plus 1. Now we want this part all alone, so let's subtract 2x from both sides. And we get 3 equals negative 2 root of x plus 1. Divide both sides by negative 2, and we get 3 halves equals root of x plus 1. Square both sides, you get 9 fourths is x plus 1. Subtract 1 from both sides, x is 5 fourths. Wonder if I made a mistake along the way. I don't like that 2 business. Well, let's try it and see. 5 fourths times 2 is 10 fourths plus 12 fourths square root plus square root 5 fourths plus 4 fourths. Yeah, see, that's not working out right. 10 fourths and 12 fourths. I made a mistake someplace. Let's see if I can find it. 2x equals 1 minus square root of x plus 1. 2x plus 3. Oh, I see here. I have, this is 2, not 2x, 2 plus x. Ah, that's where I went wrong. I'm going to delete, see if I can delete everything on this slide. I don't think I can. Screen. hide ink marks. There we go. Let's start over again. Okay. Oh, shoot. Erase. Oops. Erase all ink on this slide. There we go. Now let's try again. Okay, so it's, sometimes you make a mistake. 2x plus 3 equals 1 minus square root x plus 1. Okay, so you get 2x plus 3 equals 1 minus 2 root x plus 1 plus x plus 1. 1 and 1 makes 2 plus x minus 2 root of x plus 1 equals 2x plus 3. Subtract 2 from both sides. Subtract x from both sides. And you get negative 2 root of x plus 1 equals x plus 1. Divide everything by 2, negative 2, and you get x plus 1 over negative 2 equals square root x plus 1. Now square both sides. You get x squared plus 2x plus 1 over negative 2 equals x plus 1. Let's multiply everything by negative 2 on both sides, and we get x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals negative 2x minus 2. Add 2x and 2 to both sides, and you get x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0. Factors into x plus 3, x plus 1 equals 0. So x equals negative 3 or negative 1. Try negative 3. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, plus 3 is the square root of negative 3, which isn't going to work. How about 2 times negative 1 is negative 4. And that doesn't work either. No, negative 2 plus 3 is 1, square root of 1. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So yes, negative 1 does work. All right, you do this one. So the first thing we're going to do is get root of 3x plus 1 equals 1 plus square root x plus 4. Square both sides. 3x plus 1 equals 1 plus 2 root x plus 4 plus x plus 4. This is 5, so subtract 5 from each side. Subtract x from each side, and you get 2 root x plus 4 equals 2x minus 4. Square both sides, you get 4x squared minus 16x plus 16 equals 4 times x plus 4, which is 4x plus 16. So subtract 4x from both sides, subtract 16 from both sides, and you get 4x squared minus 20x equals 0. So take a 4x out and you're left with x minus 5. So x equals 0 or 5. 0 plus 1 is the square root of 1. 0 plus 4 is the root of 2, or root of 4, which is 2. 1 minus 2 does not equal 1, so 0 doesn't work. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 and 1 is square root of 16, minus 5 plus 1 is the square root of 9. Square root of 16 is 4, minus the square root of 9 is 3. That does equal 1. So 5 does check. Do this one. Okay, so you have the root of, I gotta start over again. Okay, root of 2x plus 3. I always leave the 1 alone, that's harder to square. Equals 1 plus square root x plus 1. So I get 2x plus 3 equals 1 plus 2 root x plus 1 plus x plus 1. So subtract 2 from each side, subtract x from each side, and you're left with 2 root x plus 1 equals x plus 1. Square both sides, you get x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 4 times x plus 1, which is 4x plus 4. So subtract 4x and 4 from each side, and you get x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. That factors into x minus 3, x plus 1 equals 0. So x equals 3 or negative 1. Let's try 3 in here. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 and 3 makes 9, square root of 9. 3 plus 1 is 4, square root of 4. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 4 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. So 3 does check. Let's try negative 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus 3 is 2 plus 3. No, negative 2 plus 3 is 1. Square root of 1 minus the square root of 0, which is 0. Does that equal 1? Yes. So they actually both work. 3 and negative 1 both work. All right, if you have indices that are greater than 2, all you have to do is just cube both sides, so you'll get 2x plus 7 equals 3x minus 2. Subtract 2x from both sides, add 2 to both sides. You get x equals 9. You still have to try that in. 2 times 9 is 18. Subtract 2x from both sides. So this is the square root, or cube root of 25, and 27 minus 2 is the cube root of 25, so it does check. Okay, you do this one. Cube both sides, 4x minus 5 equals 3x plus 2. Subtract 3x from both sides. Add 5 to both sides. You get x equals 7. 4 times 7 is 28. 28 minus 5 is 23, cube root of 23. And 3 times 7 is 21. 21 and 2 makes 23, cube root 23, so it does check. Do this one. Now, it actually is the same thing. 4 root 4 plus 6t. All you have to do is move the 1 minus 8t to the other side. Cube both sides. You have 4 plus 6t equals 1 minus 8t. Add 8t to both sides. and subtract 4 from both sides, and you get 14t equals negative 3. T is negative 3/14. Check it and see. Well, actually, since it's a cube, cubes work either way, so it's going to be negative 3/14. Okay, and then if you have a square root and you're trying to get r all alone, you'll square both sides, so you get z squared is r over t, or get the t all alone, r equals z squared times t. You do this one. Square both sides to get x squared equals y plus 2 over a. We want the a all alone. So multiply both sides by a and divide both sides by x squared. And you get a equals y plus 2 over x squared. This one, we want L all alone. The first thing I would do is move the 2 pi to the bottom of the other side so that you have the square root all alone. Remember, that's the key. Now when you square both sides, you have t squared over 4 pi squared equals L over k. Multiply both sides by k, and you have L equals k t squared over 4 pi squared. Okay.